Have you ever seen a roo kick? Have you ever seen an emu run under the bright Aussie skies and said this year we'll be the one? Oi, oi, oi! What does it mean to be a part of a footy team? It's more than a game. The footy's in our veins. It's time to go. It's the Northern Footy Show. Get out of our way. We wanna see them play.
All right, guys, welcome to the Northern Footy Show. We have an absolute monster show ahead tonight, and as you can see, we have changed the setup of the show to fit everyone in. We'll start with our most important guest, JK. Apparently, he is the great man who wants his own introduction each week. Bring him in. Come on, KB, get on in.
Me. Big Jen himself. Oh.
KB, we see that you've brought some of your friends in tonight. You're feeling special. I know you've been talking this up all week.
It's more about why I'm wearing this.
Why are you wearing? Why are you wearing the power jumper?
I've backed Fitzroy Stars all year. Said they couldn't be defeated, and I copped it on the chin. They got defeated like 2 weeks ago. So go Lorimer. Let's go power.
You're a gutsy man with Nev sitting there. Copping it pretty sweet, but I'm not allowed to tip Jimmy. Every week we speak about it. If I tip them, they lose. So we're never allowed to tip them. And it's just not on. Let's get to our special guest, BT. Thanks for coming in, mate, on the show. Your special comments tonight about what happens in leading up to the big game. And we brought in 2 votes Nipper, 2 votes Nipper Marshall. You got 2 votes straight away, straight up. So thanks for coming on, Nipper from Mernda. And obviously we brought in the 2 guys who are going to fight it out for that massive premiership cup we've put in front of us. Neville Jetta, Fitzroy Stars, and obviously Jimmy Atkins from Lorimer. And then we brought in Butterbean. JK, that was my joke. I worked on that all day. So
I thought about it, spent a tough day with that CT.
JK comes on and we'll talk about his big fight last night in Maxi Browns, and we'll get through it. But let's jump straight into Nev and to Jimmy. Boys, this is what we play for, isn't it? This is what it's all about, and it's go time for both of you. We'll start with you, Nev. Last year, obviously, didn't go to plan, and I thought you were favourite to win that, and you probably were, but Sammy Gilmore just sort of changed that game around. And even though I think Paddy Frank kicked 8 in a losing, it was a fantastic game of footy. Redemption time, really, though, this year. And, having you on the field, having Eddie on the field, and having all of these other stars that have put it together. And for me, Kane Proctor's, the X factor of that side. He and Jai Burns, they're both sensational. Taking nothing away from yourself, of course, but this is a huge game. This must mean a lot with Lionel in the side, everyone as well. This is go time.
Yeah, I think last year was great learning for us. Momentum swung, and Parade will over capitalise on what happened throughout that game. You have 2 yellow cards and maybe 3 or 4 50-metre penalties, and they turn straight into goals.
Yeah,
and you can't do that in any game, let alone a grand final. Something we tried to work on. We did get a yellow card against Lorimer the other week. Umpires are red hot, and they're trying their best to umpire a game. And our players, as all players, should walk the line and play, right on the edge. And I'll tell our boys, get yourself there, but don't cross it.
Yeah,
because you're impacting the team.
And it's hard because emotion takes over in a grand final. We'll ask these guys in a minute, but you guys are all pretty experienced in this. A lot goes through the brain leading into a game. You'll get nothing from me. I lost all of the ones I played in, so don't take any advice from me. But going into this, Kane Proctor for me has to fire. Jai Burns has to fire. Paddy needs to kick some goals, and Eddie needs to kick some goals, and you probably need to rack up your usual standard 20 or 25. That makes it hard for Lorimer to beat because you guys have been the benchmark this year. All of a sudden, Lorimer has come back with his other win, which has confused absolutely everybody because we're close. You know, your other 2 games are really close. What's the mindset going into the game for Fitzroy Stars? Let's just do it our way, or in what I know you can't say too much. You're sitting right next to you. Put your headphones on, Jimmy. But you know, what's the mindset of the boys? What's the mindset for you as a coach?
Yeah, I think you spoke about all the players and the stars we have in our team.
Yep.
I've been we've been working on just having really good role players right across the field.
Yep.
That's what Lorimer has.
Yep.
Really good role players
They do.
right across the field. They don't rely on how do you kick an 8.
Yep.
Someone kicked 8 last year and you lose.
Yep.
You know, you need a good spread of goal
You do.
kickers. You need a really good midfield group. Our defenders and our defensive group need to be strong. So making sure across all lines is strong. And there's no sort of weak points there. But you know, we're going out to obviously putting our best foot forward.
Yeah.
Lorimer is a premiership team.
Yeah. Oh, look.
18 months ago. So in my eyes, we're a premiership team to become one.
Yeah, I love it. I think that you guys are both primed for it. Jimmy, will come to you now. Obviously, you went up, won the flag, went up. I thought you really got it right towards the end of that season. It just didn't go your way earlier, and that's the hard, cold fact. Happened with South Morang this year. You can go up. BT saying it's easy, guys. You just win it. You go up and stay up. Doesn't matter. Like, no dramas, boys. I've got a book. You can probably sell one at the end of this year, BT. But for you guys, I'm endlessly impressed with the way you guys spread, firstly. And the second thing I love about the way Lorimer, you're not a side of 2 or 3 stars. You could argue Fitzy's, you know, a gun, but we also seen it doesn't always rely on Fitzy. The youth and the speed, I think, is what, you know, you got 2 different very sides here. You got a lot of skill in this stars side, a lot of very special players. And you're more we're young, fast, and got a lot of experience into these kids as quick as we can. What's their mindset going into this game? What are you saying to them as a coach, guys? We're back here. How does it go?
Oh, well, like Neville said, we were able to win the premiership a couple of years ago, and that was on the back of a lot of the players still playing. And they're young now, but they were very young then as well. So I think I said it the other day, they're young by age, but games-wise now, they're starting to hit the 50 to 60 games. So the experience is in them, something we've been building for a couple of years. But look, their mindset is we just want them to be themselves and play the footy they want to play. Yeah, we spread. We got fast legs and we want to move the ball as quick as we can. And that's just the team that we've built. So, yeah.
They're pretty special. You've got such a wide array of players, KB. When we watched them, you were just totally in love with Cooper.
The blokes that I like were the Lawson boys, Langford, we'll say Arthur, Maloney, Mooney, McCall, and, of course, the superstar Herbert. So those young kids could run amok again on the weekend.
Yeah, they could. The one thing I liked about Caden Arthur is he got smashed fairly, I might add, in that game. That's mate, you're right. You cross the line, we go hard. But he kept getting up. He just didn't stay down. I don't know how he got up from some of these. He copped one of the best hip and shoulders I've ever seen. It would have knocked the wind over to the Epping ground. And he just, he sucked it in, got back up. The runner come out.
I reckon he's done that all year because he copped a couple against Epping as well and just kept bouncing up. And just one of those players that can kick goals like so quickly.
Yep.
Impact player. I think he kicked 3 goals in 20 minutes, against Epping.
Yep.
So, yeah, he's a gun.
BT, you won it last year. You know everything that goes into this day. And I know, Jimmy did the year before, but you go in, the mindset to there, it's a bit, the reason we've got you 2 guys on it, you're both premiership players, you understand what goes into the game. So you don't have a biased view in this because you're not playing in it. But for you, BT, experienced coach, involved with the with parade as well. What's the preparation that you'd be telling your boys now, leading into the few days beforehand? Are you talking to them about nutrition leading in? Are you talking about them sleep? Are you alcohol free? Are you sex free? I've heard it all. I know you are, Nipper. But 20 minutes before the game. But what would your experience in this situation? What are you telling the boys at this time of the year?
As much as you try to keep it normal, unfortunately, it's not. The overwhelming sense is the occasion that's upon them on that weekend. So, everything's different. The time you arrive to the ground's different. The changeover in games, the way you normally do your warm-up's different. So you just ask your players just to try to relax as much as possible, clearly, and all you know is when that ball bounces at the start of 2 o'clock is who settles the most. And I think last year, to Fitzroy's credit, they probably settled quicker than we did, and we probably took a little while to sort of settle into the game. They sort of came out of the blocks pretty quick. So, again, you just try to keep things as normal as possible, but understanding too, it's just a great occasion to be a part of.
Yeah.
So,
and playing at Thomastown as well, we're in a different ground that you guys don't get to play on during the year. The ground really, for me, falls about a metre down. And there's been more points kicked at Thomastown this year than I've ever seen in a final series. Not tons of grass on the surface, but, the surface is surface. It's the grade even or upper, isn't it, BT?
it is. Yeah, it is. And now they're going to have some different spots, aren't you? You'll swap spots from your coaches' boxes now as well.
Is that right? Yeah, okay.
I assume so.
how it works?
Yeah.
Nah, I don't think so.
No, I think
No, you're not.
Same.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Well, again, that's the challenge, isn't it? The conditions that get thrown up on the day. I mean, we were really lucky last year that the conditions for grand final day were spectacular.
Well, they're going to be similar. 21 degrees fast track, and I don't think there's much breeze at all. So it's fair for everyone. It's great.
Yeah.
And Nipper, like your last granny you played in premiership year, what are you doing at the 2 days? Because I just can imagine the nerves are taking over at this point, not only for the players, for the coaches. You're probably not sleeping that well that night before either of you boys. You're coaching the game 1,000 times in your head. Somewhat harder for you because you've got to be in both places at once and rely on your assistants. But tell me, Nipper, what's going through your head that last 24 hours?
Well, it's a sort of a funny one because you get overwhelmed by so many emotions. So another thing as well, you don't really want to overcomplicate or think too much into it because that's when you start overthinking and, what am I doing? What am I doing wrong? What am I doing right? And stuff like that. I just sort of, told my boys and that when we're going through it and just to embrace it and just to enjoy the moment. So your phone's going to ring all the time and, it's hard to answer, but try and answer most of them because it's only going to be well wishes and stuff like that. So just lean into it, mate. Just keep it simple, keep it basic. Don't really change up too much about all the, nutrition and stuff like that. Whatever's working, it's worked throughout the year. So you've obviously got there for a reason. So just sort of stick to your guns and run with what's been working for you.
So stick to the routines.
Correct.
Whatever you've done for the year, just keep to the routine.
Mm-hmm.
And how do you calm the nerves? Because it's going to be evident. Actually, I'll ask you both coaches. Do you have a player in your side that you don't reckon it bothers them whether they're there or not? Everyone seems to have one of those players like, yeah, I'll just get my youngest bloke, Ryan. Mate, there could be a fire out the front yard, and you go, mate, you've got to get out of the house now. You go, like now. Do you have a player each in your side that just doesn't bother them the build up to it? They're pretty calm, or do you have someone that leads and says, "Boys, this is what we're going to do"?
Oh yeah, we've got plenty.
Yeah,
in a young group.
Really, yeah.
You wonder if no, they're very invested, but it's a good thing as well. Like, yeah, no doubt when they cross that white line, they never take a backward step. But yeah, it's good to see them that. It's just a game of footy sometimes, and it does calm the nerves.
Who's your most relaxed player? Throw him under the bus.
I know this answer, but Harley Marsh is probably the number one relaxed player.
No preseason Marsh, they call him. Jimmy has to hound him to get him down there. And what about you, Nev?
Yeah, we've got a range from really extreme Don talking on with headphones on.
Yep.
Right down to Arnold Proctor, who's on the masso table for about 25 minutes already.
That's just to get his 70-year-old body moving.
No, it's a massive occasion. I think the biggest thing is you come back to what you're good at.
Yep.
And focus on that, and your reason, offense and defense, and your whole game plan. As a coach, I think you just try and bring players back to your stuff and what you do well, and where they fit in all that.
Yeah.
I think that's the main thing is players want to know. All right, I want to go out and get best on, or I need to have a good day today because. Gerald or whoever it looks like, you come back and just rely on each other and trust each other, and just hope that things fall your way. 21
degrees, perfect weather for the weekend. You got to be pretty happy. For me and BT, I want to see the best two sides play off in the granny. I can't separate these guys, and spoiler alert, I'm not tipping a side. I can't split them because
You can't sit on the fence.
but I'm sitting on the fence. And when Jimmy leaves, I'll tell you who I think is going to win. But no, I'm sitting on the fence because I think you're both exceptional. I think you could both win by a point. You could both win by 30 points. That's the truth. It's how the game pans out. There won't be any rain or anything. Would, in your opinion, you agree they're the best two sides this year
Yeah,
fighting it out.
Yeah, from what I've followed in the division, comfortably the two best.
So what you're saying is you ditched Division 3. The minute you went to Division 2, you said, oh, I don't follow that rubbish anymore.
We all know how busy we are. That's right. So, no, look, as I said, from afar following on, and obviously, seeing that Fitzroy was undefeated through the course of the season, then obviously Lorimer got him in the second semi-final. Clearly an opportunity presents itself this weekend.
How does that happen? How does a side win all year? And is it the one they take? Very hard to say in front of Nev because they definitely didn't take their foot off the pedal. They got jumped, and I think when you get jumped, it's hard to come back because you start doing things you probably wouldn't do where you're so comfortable in front. But I don't think anyone played bad football. I thought the first 5 or 6 minutes was all Fitzroy Stars.
I thought the first 10 minutes was about Fitzroy Stars, and once they got their first goal, then Arthur got the free kick and goal. Then they got momentum second quarter when Farron went off, and they kicked 6 goals. I thought the game was pretty much signed sealed.
The win was probably a 2 to 3 goal breeze that day. So it comes down to who uses the win. Thomastown seems to attract that win. Would you agree,
100%.
JK?
100%.
Yeah. Nipper, you're in Division 3. You've played against both of these guys this year. How do you separate them? Can you separate them?
Yeah, well, I reckon the boys touched on it before, especially Nev. It's like if you're relying on a certain few players to sort of get the job done for you, especially finals, you can't sort of rely on that. And obviously playing both of them, sort of in that second half of the year as well, I really seen, they're both powerhouse clubs. They've got super players all over the park. So yeah, to try and separate them, you probably can't because I reckon they're able, level pegging as you said. But yeah, like each side on their day, their best footies, is both winnable. So
yeah, and two very different styles of game. Like Lorimer spread the ball; they like the fast running game, and like especially someone like Kane Proctor, if he can get it or Willow and they get through the gut, you can't stop them. They're too quick. Like the way they move with the ball left or right is like watching in slow-mo. We were saying when we were at that game, when Kane or Willow or Jai have got that ball through the center, it's dangerous. Ethan, Nev picked up the ball and all of a sudden it's gone. If you can keep it away from that spread, you're laughing, but sometimes you can't stop the spread. Once they're wide, you can't catch them because they move that ball so quickly. And then in the third quarter, Jimmy played down the line, and which I was confused because I was trying to work out his game plan. I'm like, oh, what happened there? Like, so the versatility between these two sides, what you've got to deliver, it'd be hard. You could watch the replays. I've spent a little bit of time over the last 5 or 6 days watching both of the games you've played. You're very two different game styles, and you both have, I wouldn't say any weaknesses, but you've both got different sets of strengths. So it's if that ball gets into that forward pocket of the Fitzroy Stars, I back him 9 times out of 10 to kick a goal from when it gets in there. But the defensive pressure Lorimer put on last time, instead of giving him half a meter, it felt like 2 centimeters. So you couldn't get any movement on him. Here's the hard one. You have to tip. I'm giving you $1,000 each. I'm not really, but if I gave you $1,000 each and you got to make a call to put it on, and the money was going to charity, yeah, chump change for him. Who would you put your money in? You got to tip a winner, BT. You can't sit on the fence like me.
No, I actually thought about this because I thought half a chance to be asked the question, and obviously known Jimmy for a number of years, but I must say I think the Stars probably the best team, potentially the best team in it. And if things go their way on Saturday, I could see them winning.
Points. Oh, I asked all the hard questions. 2 goals. 2 goals. Nipper.
yeah, I kind of wish they both won and pissed off up the quality teams. But
as every good coach said.
I've backed Stars the whole year. And as good as Lorimer are, as I said before, anyone in the day can win it. But if I'm to back someone, I'm going to back the Stars.
Yep.
By not much at all.
Yep. KB.
Well, I've got my shirt on. I've got 2 shirts on.
Oh, my God. You're going to start a riot.
Whoever's winning the quarter on the weekend, supporters, please do not get angry with me. I'm going to wear either a Stars or a Lorimer top on the weekend, so please don't get pissed off. Whoever's winning the quarter top, I'm wearing their top. Unfortunately for Lorimer, I'm going to go with Stars by 4 goals.
Right, 4 goals. Righto. Well, it comes down to you, JK.
Well, usually
my tip's written on the wall, but I'm not going to read it aloud.
Usually I have to go the opposite KB, so I've got to wear, the opposite team. Fitzroy being the best all year, but I reckon the win in the semi-final, I reckon might rock them a little bit, and I reckon Lorimer by a point. If I'm allowed to say that, Jimmy.
Any rumours this week?
No rumours.
Smack.
I'll blame that on
Yeah.
media inexperience. Yeah, no disrespect. But yeah, I'll tip Lorimer by 1 point.
Well, I'm not reading my tip aloud, but it's there. If anyone wants to read it on the board, there's Daz and Brando's tips for the rest of the season. The truth is, I wish us both the best. Like Nipper, I wish you could both win it. You know, I've known Jimmy since he was a young fella. There's a signed footy somewhere here. Is it there? Where did we put there's a signed footy. Jimmy's under 14s team, which gets a run every year because he's in the finals every year, Jimmy. We can get it out once a year. And I think what you've done with these boys is sensational. I think that the direction the club's gone, the professionalism and where they're going from a junior perspective would be in awe, I think, of a lot of the clubs who can't even get juniors down there. You're having a lot of success down there. You are a sensational coach and definitely a sensational gentleman as well. I hope you win it because I love you. But on the other hand, I hope you win it, Nev, as well, because I'd love the fairy tale story of Lionel Proctor playing with his son in a grand final. It'd be the great Suns. Suns, good pickup. I think it'd be the greatest story of all time. And I think where Fitzroy Stars came from 5 or 6 years ago to where they are today is simply sensational. That community, I put up a post about Fitzroy Stars on Lorimer, and it goes through the roof. Same goes with Mernda. They just go bananas on it. South Morang, same. And you can just feel the clubs that have so much history and tightness and strong junior clubs. It sucks that there has to be a winner at the end of the day, but I truly hope it's a draw and you play 3 draws in a row and they just say, we're giving you the cup each. Nipper will be stoked because it gets us both out of his sight for 2026. But, yeah, we all wish her the very best. You know, I won't be there. I can't believe it. My son's got a basketball final at 2:55. I will be on the app, like sort of watching one eye on that. But these
That means me and KB running right.
I know, and that scares me more than anything.
We've got Wayne Shields and we've got Brett McCaffer.
Well,
So we've got
my
a good group
contract
on the
with the
weekend.
NFNL to do media is just about screwed,
And
isn't
maybe
it?
Nipper if he gets down there.
Yeah, Nipper will be down there for sure. He might do a couple of cavies. Now, I know Nev's got to get out of here as well, and he's got another commitment, which is great. And I truly thank you both for coming in. I know it's a hectic week. It's probably the last thing you want to do as media, but congratulations on a fantastic season to both of you. You both deserve to be there, and just may the best man win. That's all I can put it down to, yeah? Agree, boys? No other questions? Yep.
I've got one question.
That scares me.
For the winner, what happens? Well, I'm going to ask BT this, right? What happens next year for the team that wins?
Wow.
What do you go for? We'll say for recruits, and what do you expect from from pre-season to the start of the year, and to hopefully make finals?
That's a big question.
Yeah.
It's a lot that goes into it, clearly. I mean, obviously there's the winning and the feeling around winning. And then I reckon probably wasn't until the Monday when you start to change your focus to, the next year and what you need to do in order to be able to give yourself the best chance to survive. And probably that word survive, we try not to use that too much. We just want to be really hard to play against in Division 2. And we weren't that for the first 5 weeks because we got our backside handed to us, pretty convincingly in the first 5 weeks. But we had to change a few things, and we had to sort of look deep inside ourselves because we'd obviously recruited okay, but we still hadn't really gelled together at that point. But once we won a game or two and sort of gained a bit of belief from that, we became harder to play against. Then all we said in the back nine was, let's just try and beat our performance against the team from the first time.
And you did that?
And we did that. Yeah, ball bar 2. There was 2 games where we didn't, but the rest of them, even, thinking back to Diamond Creek, who beat us by over 100 points, we lost by 10 goals.
So to survive, you need how many games?
We won 5.
Yeah, need 5.
Yeah, so I think it's a significant. You do. It's even as well. I mean, to look back at our season, we beat what's only by a point. The first time we played them, and if that goes the other way, the shit fight's even longer.
Recruiting wise, you need how many players?
Well, we brought in 6 to 8. Yeah, and those that played and had a significant impact on the team as well. So, and to make the next step again, we may need to do the same thing.
We said the other day, if they had Fitzy the year before, there was no way they came down because they were competitive as hell and just probably didn't kick enough goals to stay up, but competitive in every game. Similar to South Morang. South Morang were competitive all year. It is a cruel game. You can have a great season, a good season and still come down. You can argue Bundoora and Eltham were lucky, in some respects, but they beat them when it mattered, sort of thing. So it does make it hard. But I agree. I think you probably need to bring 4 or 5 guys in. More importantly, you can't afford to lose a heap of people along the way. If Nev goes up this year and then you get 6 retirees, it's hard to replace those 6 retirees in one hit. And you don't want to bounce too often. I think what Jimmy's done, they've gone up, they've had a good look. You know, obviously they tried to stay up. They come down. They'll be so much better for that next time round. And same as what I said, if they go back up, they don't come back down again. They're just their youth is too good. If they don't win it this year, they'll be unstoppable next year because those kids have 70 games in them by the end of that season. And you know, so there's no rush for Lorimer. You know, as much as they go up, they stay up. But they've got so much youth there, so much access to juniors, and you know, Fitzroy Stars don't have access to as many juniors. The population in that area isn't many 9, 10, 11, 12-year-old kids wanting to play, isn't Nev? Which makes it hard.
Very hard. Like that's been a discussion this year.
Yeah,
trying to get juniors, trying to source where our next talent's coming from.
Can you hook up with, we'll say, Fitzroy juniors in the Yarra League, which usually have 3 to 4, we'll say 2 to 3 teams in every division?
It's possible.
And they're a quality, we'll say, junior division in the Yarra League.
And that's an option.
Yeah.
There's a lot of options that are out there. You've got to make sure it works right for the footy club.
That's it.
And both parties, because they need juniors as well. They want their juniors. They want to look after their juniors. So what that looks like in the future, that's definitely on the cards for Fitzroy Stars.
You can get into a super hole. If you go and spend a shitload of cash that you don't really have and you just gamble it all on the next year and you get 1-year players that come in and clean you out, that's a train smash the following year. So, you know, I know Jimmy got some criticism, or Lorimer got some criticism. You should have gone out and bought 4 or 5 players the year they went up.
They've done well this year.
But they've done well. So he's entrusted on your own, haven't you? That's been your game plan clearly without even asking.
I think what people don't understand too is I would have spoken to way more players last year than this year.
Really?
So it's sometimes it's circumstances and
you
know where you might be, and lucky we got Paddy and McCallum through the door. But
amazing.
last year, that
McCallum's a gun too. I love the way McCallum plays.
I bet you do.
My type of player.
Let's read some comments to finish off with these boys because I know they've got to go. And there is tons on here.
Yeah.
Peter Dawson. Oh, sorry, you run them, Maxie. Go. Who won the most premierships, KB or Nipper? How many?
Two.
Even Stevens, good question. Next one, show us your hairline, Nip.
Best of Ferris in the comp one.
Who's that? Liam Holland.
Yeah.
They're India. Next.
You want to be quiet, Liam Holland.
Next, KB, you're kidding. Get that jumper off. Jay.
The Lorimer jumper.
Lorimer one.
Go the Warrior. Tristan Hub. KB, you're kidding. Get that jumper. Yeah, Brian Moore. Lorimer looks so good. Good on you, Maury. One of the most respected umpires in the game, even though he's 104. He'll have a giggle at that. B. Holmes. Let's go Stars. Bring it home. Nipper is the Iceman. Nothing goes through Nipper's head. What's going on? Nice shirt, Daz. Yes, I put the sponsor shirt on tonight, so all good in the hood, Brian Moore. If you can control nerves prior to the game, you should. It will be a great contest. I haven't been drinking. Whoever settles down, he's got dementia. He's got dementia. Go Stars. Alan Enright, excellent. G'day Nipper. Scott Bannister. Yes, g'day Scott. Brian Moore, good luck for the weekend. Alex, Stars 18 points. Dorso, Nipper, all business with staunch arms. Crossed look. Bongo, you're getting smacked from the other coaches. Dan Wigney, Lorimer by 6. Stars by 30, Scott Bannister. We're going to limit him to 2 comments a show. Stars by 11 points by Sean Henry Mann. Scott Orchard, come on, Jimmy. Hope you get the win. Sean Henry Mann got 12-year-old twin sons who play Stars seniors. Excellent. JK turning KDFL into Northern Division 4. What's KDFL?
That's where Avenel plays.
Ah, right, okay. JK, where's the Avenel kit? It's here somewhere, but you're sweating it out. Let's go. Let's OG buzzing. I think I know what that means. Get real, Daz. I'm only 70. Pigs Ash, you're 70. He's been in a retirement home, got kicked out and gone back in. So, all right, that's it. All right, boys, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it. I truly wish us both the best. May the best team win, and whoever the winner is, I'll have you on the show next week. The loser will speak next year. No. All right, boys, thanks. So we're going to go to a quick commercial break, which Max doesn't know how to work. So here we go. We'll be back in a second.
Need a mechanic you can trust in the Diamond Valley? At Diamond Valley Auto Care, we've been keeping locals safely on the road for years. From logbook servicing to brake repairs, diagnostics and aircon regassing, we do it all quickly and professionally. We treat your car like it's our own, with honest advice, expert care, and no surprises. Proud sponsors of the Northern Footy Show, book now at diamondvalleyautocare.com.au. Local, reliable, and ready to help.
All right, boys, we're back as you don't get as unprofessional as this. What we're going to do, boys, we're going to go through a few of the games here. Okay, so while you're all on the panel, Jimmy's staying with us for a bit, which is great. You just have to tip the winner and the loser. The winner and the loser. You have to tip the winner. You have to tip the winner and points. We're going to start with UKB. Heidelberg v Greensborough this week. Obviously, that's played at Epping Recreational Reserve. Ground was in fantastic condition on the weekend. I was really impressed when we were down there. Heidelberg, clearly the standout here. But what do you reckon, KB? Winner and how much?
Heidelberg 10.
10 points.
Goals.
BT?
Good luck to the Borough boys. Hope they go really well.
Yep.
I think Heidelberg by 28 points.
Never. Two votes.
Yeah, got a couple of mates at Borough, so I hope they go well as well. But yeah, I reckon Heidelberg by whatever they want it to be.
Yeah. He's gone frosty, hasn't he? He's gone frosty. Jimmy, what do you got for me?
Look, good luck to Greensborough. Hopefully Benny Padham can get back in the side. Family member of ours. So
If not, will you recruit him next year?
Thanks. Heidelberg 35 points.
35. And Mr. Avenel got the new gear on, so everyone's been asking about him. The new coach down at Avenel.
Yeah,
Assistant coach.
Assistant.
yeah, I'm coming for
It's taken over.
Yeah, Heidelberg by a million. It's 10 goals.
All right. So I'm going to go Heidelberg, but I think it's only 7 points. I think it's going to be a closer game than you think. I think Matty Hyde's an intensively intelligent
We're all hoping
coach.
it's going to be a good game.
Having his dad Robert behind him, they will have studied this game as hard as you studied Victoria Bitter's alcohol level content. So
4.9.
So I think it's going to be close. I think Greensboro is going to shock a few people, but I think Heidelberg get home by 7, go in, and I think they meet again.
And we're all
2 weeks
hoping
later.
that we hope it's a rip snorter of a game, and
Yep.
it's very close. And the last kick of the day, we hope.
Well, they're only going
Wait,
to get close once. So if it's going to be the granny, I hope it's then.
Yeah. No, great. All right, let's move on to the next one. Banyule versus Hurstbridge will be played on Sunday at Epping. Hurstbridge it was a hard fought game on the weekend. So, a lot of bruised and battered boys. It was a good 80 styles, hard fought match. Banyule have had a pretty good season, but one game separated 2nd and 5th on the ladder this year. So it couldn't be closer. KB, give me the winner and how much?
Banyule's got about 3 or 4 out still, I reckon. They may get a couple back. Richards might be out, and obviously Wild might be out, but I'm going Hurstbridge by 2 goals.
Yes, Hurstbridge 2 goals. BT?
Yep, wish the Banyule boys all the best. It's another one of my local footy clubs. But
How many have you been to?
Hurstbridge. I'll go Banyule to bounce back.
I feel
and
like this
win
is
by
cash
2
for
goals.
comments for BT. How much was it, Banyule?
2 goals.
Banyule 2 goals.
Yeah.
Nibber?
I reckon Hursty by 4 to 5 goals.
Right. Yep. They were pretty aggressive on the weekend, weren't they, KB? We stood
Second
there
half
and we
was
watched it.
unbelievable. Perrin and we'll say even Naylor at full forward.
Oh,
if
has the hands on that bloke.
He's got to kick 8.
Yeah. Jimmy?
Hurstbridge 4 goals.
Hurstbridge 4 goals.
I reckon Banyule are cooked. Had a good year.
Tell me what you really feel.
Yeah, geez, I've got to think before I speak sometimes. Better than Doro spelling of Banyule anyway. Hurstbridge by
Banyule.
Yeah, that's right. By 7 goals. Hurstbridge 7 goals.
Right.
And because I'm not tipping against Polly.
No.
It
Well,
scares me more than Dom did last night.
they might be annoyed with me because every time I tip them, like Jimmy will tell you, every time I tip against Hurstbridge, they win. So they were into me the other day saying, just stop tipping us. I say, hang on, I'm hearing this way too much. I've been the kiss of death all year.
Yeah.
But I do think Hurstbridge get this done. I think Banyule definitely carrying a few too many injuries. I think that there's different level of aggression between these two sides. K Roos isn't 100%, and they're really dependent on him. Wheeler, is he in, out? Who knows? So I'm not sure what's going on down there. There are a lot of injuries, unfortunately, wrong time of the year. Both fantastic sides. Hurstbridge by 16 points for me. And then obviously we move over to McLeod v Whittlesea. This is going to be a tough game because I know you're going to tell me straight away, KB, that it was 51 points the other day and they came back and
Then
beat them.
Darcy Barton went berserk and kicked about eight goals.
I don't think they'll get away with that twice though. So who do you tip? McLeod. This is being played at Layla Reserve.
It's toss of the coin. I reckon Whittlesea by 3 points.
Oh, upset.
Yeah, I think McLeod. They were pretty impressive through the season.
Yep.
Not that Whittlesea weren't, but I think just getting Hogg and Hurley back into the side.
Yes.
Couple of good players there.
Really good players. So I expect them to win that one and get through to the grand final.
Points?
4 goals.
4 goals. Nibber, you want to smack someone straight away here? Or?
No.
Someone just whacked him. Nipper again.
Yeah, smashed it.
Just turn the comments off.
David Miller said you're scared of me, Nipper. That's why he went Hursty.
Yeah, David, that's one of my best mates. So don't worry about it. But yeah, I reckon McLeod by 3 goals.
Yep, McLeod by 3. Jimmy?
Whittlesea by 4 goals. A big Gary Ramsey fan. So
Yeah, he's a superstar of a coach. He knows pressure, knows how to win the big ones, doesn't he? It's really
Good man,
good.
Gary Ramsey.
And what do you think, mate?
I'm going to go draw McLeod in overtime.
McLeod in overtime.
Different.
How much you want on that?
Don't ask me that.
If you seen him,
Sandown took me money before. No good.
if you seen him fight last night, you wouldn't be worried about much what he says or backs home. McLeod, I think McLeod get the job done by 11 points. I think they've just been better than Whittlesea all year. I think up forward, you just can't go past him, can you? The big fella. He's too good. I just think McLeod. I think they could win it. I really do. And I think they're the ones that could challenge the Creek. I really do. So
Obviously, if you think they can win it, obviously they can challenge Diamond Creek.
Yeah.
I don't think they can.
yeah, I do. I think they can. Yeah,
I thought they could. No, I don't think they can.
I think
I'm off the ship.
I think played at Laylaw, it's a total different ground to Diamond Creek where they've had a lot of the success. It's a much tighter ground. It's a smaller ground. I just think these away grounds played in local footy are fantastic because it is the best, even or upper. I know, a lot of people are 50-50 on this. They like the idea of it being played at Preston. I like it in our local community. That's my personal take on it. And I think this is the best even or upper. McLeod. It suits McLeod more than it suits Diamond Creek. So they get the win this week. I think we're in for one hell of a grand final. One really, because you think about it at Laylaw, you can nearly kick the ball out of the middle and hit your full forward 20 metres out. So, it suits Barden down to a T there as well. Diamond Creek like an open running game, and I think they just won't have that space out there. But, I mean, they've lost 2 in a row. Surely they've learned from that, and they won't let this get over. Perfect ground suits McLeod. So that's that one there. And obviously the big one, we've already tipped, who goes there. There's not much love for Lorimer, but I tell you what I do know is that will fire the shit out of this man. He will be taking that data back and making it good. Now, boys, the season's been a bit of a cracker. I think Division 2, while we've got you guys on, I think Division 2 was the tightest season, like the tightest in there. As you said, you went down to McLeod, Watsonia, you beat them by a point, and that season could have changed. And that final 2 was probably sorted, I thought, pretty early. Final 3 was sorted, but everyone else was fighting for that spots. Reservoir really came back and had a great season for where they came from. Laylaw's got to really do the same now as well. They need to, stop hovering around that. I'm hearing some good names coming down there. They might exercise their points as well if there's an offering for the extra points. Hopefully they got some backings. But I do think it was a fantastic season all round in Division 2. Division 1 was also extremely close, BT, I think, as well, because other than Heidelberg, who have been a standout, Bundoora got within 1 point of Greensborough, who look like they're going to play off in a grand final. South Morang had Greensborough on the ropes and probably should have finished them off. What was your take on Division 2 and 3 this year? First and second division, on how close it was. Did it feel that way every week for you?
Yeah, it did. I mean, we obviously had some games that probably didn't go the way we would have liked and would have
Yep.
wished. But there was other weeks where we were really competitive. And if we look at ourselves against the sides that were around the bottom of the 5, I think it was 3 goals and 4 goals against St Mary's, and we actually turned the tables against Northcote Park and beat them. So Lowell Plenty, I think we went down by a goal and they finished 6th. So I think the competition's pretty tight in that sort of middle bunch. Again, there's probably not much room for sort of making mistakes. And what we found very quickly coming up from 3rd division to 2nd division, you get torched on turnover. We were just, we thought we came up thinking we had a skill level that we thought we could execute at Division 2. 5 weeks in, we thought, shit, we'll change a few things here. So, the competition's, pretty tight. Yes, as you say, the top 3 sides are very good. And we challenge them, a little for the parts, but not for long enough. And I think that's the challenge for the sides that are, from 4 to 8, 9, 10, is to try and challenge them for longer periods of time.
Well, how did you find the move from Division 1 to 3? What would you say are the significant differences? Because there's players playing Division 3 that belong in Division 1. There's no doubt in the world about that. You've got 4 or 5 that would get picked in any side, maybe other than Heidelberg, straight away every week. You've probably got more than that. That's probably not fair. I think he's got more than that, right? What did you find the biggest distance from 1 to 3?
Well, sort of the speed, isn't quite there. But to be fair, mate, like obviously my first practice match, I broke my leg, so I didn't really see too much of it until probably the back end of the year. But once I sort of got back, mate, like the standard of footy that's at Division 3 at the minute is nowhere near as bad as personally what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I agree.
So, mate, to be fair, I was sort of blown away by, how, good, as you said, some of the players rolling through there are great and, potentially play Division 1. So
you're playing against Nev
Well, I
Jeddah.
think the grand final side is probably the best 2 sides ever to play Div 3.
And I've got this question for Jimmy in a minute, but yeah, keep going.
Yeah, but just the speed, and then as BT just said, like you can get killed on turnover. So Division 1, if you turn the footy over, well, it's going to get slingshot. It's down the other end. It's pretty much a goal. So
yep.
Besides that, mate, there's not too much difference. I'll just say, but the 2 biggest things probably speed. You've got a little bit more time in Division 3 when you have the footy, I find, but as opposed to Division 1, it's get rid of it.
And the commitment, do you find the commitment at Division 3 is as much as when you're playing in Bundoora as, good years, not last couple of years?
Well, this is what I'm trying to implement with my boys now is what we spoke about, is that professionalism side. And you can see with Lorimer and Stars, they have that, the way they, attire at the game.
Why? Why does Lorimer have it and the others don't?
Well, I don't know.
Is it belief in him?
Probably.
Yep. I believe the coach dictates that.
Well, maybe the bottom 3 that will say the top 18 already get a game, so they don't have to battle for a game. So if they don't turn up on Tuesday night, who cares?
But BT's a no shit guy as well. He expects excellence out of his guys every week. BT's renowned for wanting the best out of people. Everyone that speaks about him, I have not heard a bad word about him, and not because I've known him for a long time, but everyone just says, oh, Jimmy's fantastic. They wouldn't be re-signing him on 2-year contracts if they didn't believe he was the man to take him to the promised land, right? So the gap isn't as big as it was. So my question for you, Jimmy, is do you honestly believe with the side you've got, and I do, you could be competitive with that bottom half of Division 2 instantly?
Oh, absolutely. And I think you got to sort of have a look at our season last year. I think we won 4 games. I think it's been 12 years since the team's won 4 games and been relegated out of Division 2. And
crazy.
And I think we lost 5 games by under 2 goals. So,
yep.
Yeah, we got relegated, and rightly so. We deserve that we're on the bottom of the ladder. But like BT said before, a couple of things go our way. We might have been fighting for a 5th or 6th spot, and all of a sudden we find ourselves down. And I think that's probably what's probably brought everyone back together as well. Is a lot of those kids, they could have easily stayed or walked away.
Yeah, it's massive.
It's the culture of the club, and
I agree.
And also, like everyone keeps saying, young kids, why aren't they playing Division 1? But like, is that the be all and end all for kids now? Why not build a resume? Why not make teams of the year? Why not get best and fairest? So when you do have a crack at Division 1,
you're ready.
Actually got the backing, because you do find with the point system now, look, I see so many young kids go straight away.
Yep.
And they're kicking the ball around in the
and they're burned,
or the reserves, and some reserves teams are not up to scratch as well. So my thing, why not build a resume before you have a crack at it?
So in Jimmy's last season, the relegation year, for the second half of the season, they had the third lowest losing margin. So getting it right early, so if it was only half a season, they played the second half of the season, they probably finish in the top 5. So it's a really cruel game. If you lose them, if you just lose 10 games by a point, Bundoora is the perfect case scenario. They've lost 10 games this season after leading at 3/4 time. Now, if they only just won half of those games, they played finals. And the same thing happened with you in the year you come down. The thing that I was most impressed about Lorimer is no one left. They stayed. They said, we're in this together. Let's get back. And I love that culture. Same with you guys. I think he's only really lost Sammy Gilmore last year. You can live with that. He came down, did a job, played a season with his brother, went home. No dramas in the world, right? I think I said that on one of the posts and I got slammed. Said, this is his home. Relax, guys, relax. But we know why he went, have a season with his brother. It all worked and it was fantastic, beautiful fairy tale. But the truth is, I think Lorimer, and I'm interested in your opinions, I think Lorimer would have probably this season, and Fitzroy Stars would have beaten nearly everyone in that bottom half, or been super competitive, not necessarily beat them, would have been a goal either way for the bottom half of Division 2. So I think the league's doing a good job because it's really close and the quality has spread quite fairly. I love that these other sides are bringing in their kids are sticking together, and that's where Heidelberg's done it extremely well. You've got a good junior club that follow through. Lorimer's doing it now. Mernda's got a really good junior structure as well. You guys have a good feeder system through St. Mary's. St. Mary's? It is St. Damien's, sorry. Don't say St. Mary's. St. Damien's. So you need that. What's going to happen? I'm going to finish off with this, guys, before we go to the under-19 show. What happens to the clubs, Jimmy, that don't? Are we looking at 3 or 4 clubs going to disappear in the next 5 or 6 years? How does Laylaw get juniors back? The demographics not there. How does Bundoora get it back? Heidelberg West get it back? How do you do that? Because everyone moves further and further and further out. Soon we'll be talking about
league assistants, I reckon.
Soon we'll be talking about Donnybrook being in the league, because
it's already come into conversations with the cricket club. So being so close to Epping. It's definitely something to think about. It's not great, is it? Obviously, you look at this side of North Plenty Road.
Yep.
Epping, Tomo, Laylaw, Reza.
But how do you do it? You tell me, BT, are we likely to lose a couple of sides in the next 10 years?
Yeah, we might.
Yeah.
Probably a fact. Yeah, we might lose
that
them.
or mergers or something.
Yeah.
I put up earlier this year, I wish Preston would merge and do something with Laylaw, same colours, same everything. It'd be their feeder club for their kids that are sitting, waiting for their game. What do you call them? Train on players. They have to go back to Laylaw and start having a really good feeling. I think an amalgamation like that could work because they're going to be huge, right? They're already huge. Do you know roughly how many players you have at the club?
I think.
Is it 400 or 500?
I think it's nearly 600.
Yeah. So 600 registered players, maybe talk about Bundoora with their 19s. And I know, is that ugly Bonadeo? Has he arrived?
No, I can't see.
Right. So he's got an excellent 19s team, him and Grossi. They've got, I think, 35 kids on their list in Bundoora. That's fantastic. But the drop down from there to Bundoora Junior Bulls, which I think is still at under 9s, 10s, that's going to take years to come back through. Are you a junior from Bundoora?
I'm Yarrabat.
Right. Trader. You are. How many flags did you win? I heard you kicked 100 goals as a 10-year-old. True or false? Did you?
I kicked 106.
Right. Who cares? Okay. But I hope that doesn't happen. But these clubs a bit further out are getting stronger. How many juniors do you have through your St. Damien's affiliation? It wouldn't be nothing like that.
Nothing like that.
It's a lot stronger than it used to be.
Yeah, there is. And there's
still
still
needs work
coming through as well. Yeah, there's a bit of work to be done to try and continue to build the partnership. We've also got the schools. So we've got a bit of a luxury there with the school and the students at the school.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not a direct feeder, but there's obviously an affinity with playing footy for school for parade. So
yeah. And have you found the jump up much harder this year from a coaching perspective into Division 2? Have you found is it faster or did you have to adjust accordingly?
Oh, we had to adjust a lot. Yeah, I think after round 5, once we had our hands pulled down 5 weeks in a row. No, just getting back to that earlier point about Lorimer, we were sort of in a similar boat. If you remove the 5 weeks, we went 5-8 for the remainder of the season and actually proved really hard to score against as well. So whilst we weren't scoring a lot, we were really hard to score against. The ladder looked a lot different if you did a form ladder from that moment onwards, but the reality we dropped our first 5 and we dropped it really easily. So, yeah, we had to do a fair bit of adjusting, but we didn't know that until we started playing.
So 1-5 and stayed up, 1-4 and went down. Is that right? Oh.
One game.
That's tough footy, isn't it?
Ground,
And you didn't even finish last. I think you finished third last, didn't
Yeah,
you?
eighth.
Yeah, eighth.
Yep.
So, you know, gee, it's cruel. It's a cruel game, footy. It is. All right, we're going to go to a quick commercial break. We're going to say goodbye to BT, Nipper, and Jimmy. It's been awesome to talk about this. The buy-in tonight has been huge. Was there any comments, Maxie, we need to go through on the way out?
I think we're done with it.
No, that's fair. We'll let him go. We'll go to a super quick commercial break, and we'll bring in the rowdiest crew you're ever going to see. Hopefully I get this ad right.
Hi Darren and KB, Kev Sheeter here, mate, at Windy Hill of all places. I hear you're running a great footy show out there in the north, mate. Have a great time with it. It's all about communication and having fun with all the fans around you. And good luck, because I like people who've got courage to get out and start so they can have a wonderful time communicating with your fans. Cheers, over and out. Kev Sheeter from Windy Hill.
Need a mechanic you can trust in the Diamond Valley? At Diamond Valley Auto Care, we've been keeping locals safely on the road for years. From logbook servicing to brake repairs, diagnostics and aircon regassing, we do it all quickly and professionally. We treat your car like it's our own, with honest advice, expert care, and no surprises. Proud sponsors of the Northern Footy Show, book now at diamondvalleyautocare.com.au. Local, reliable, and ready to help.
It's just
All right, guys, welcome back. We have absolutely stuffed this up twice. My hair looks like rubbish, but that's just stress. Boys, welcome. Maxie, who's our host, and we're going to co-host this one together tonight before the nightmare comes back in, KB. He wants an entrance. After every show, he wants another entrance. Maxie, it is going to be a monster week. We've got a big grand final coming up in the 19s. You're the 19s guru. Bonners, welcome back. The show has never been more successful with you not on it. So thank you for coming back to try and bring it down.
Assistant.
Yes, no, I did.
Coaching, so.
He's left. Are you expecting another intro here, KB? You're just going to come back in.
Oh, I've just come back in.
Yeah, perfect. Well done. He's pretty big now, KB. He's still signing autographs down on the square. But Bonners, Grossi, thanks for coming in. Obviously, Bundoora 19's coaches. My little disclaimer is I'm the fat runner that generally goes around the team and being sacked from that. Now I'm just going to stand at the interchange bench. So this is quite odd sort of having to co-host it. You've covered these boys all year, Maxie. Yep. This is the grand final that was expected.
Yeah.
Thanks for that. Good words. But in all seriousness, you guys have been the best side all year. You're the benchmark. I don't think these two gentlemen, or one gentleman and Bonners, will mind me saying that you guys have been the benchmark all year. You've given them a towel up twice when you've played against Bundoora. That gives them underdog status, and sometimes that's better to have that. But they've also got back, some of their guys. Unluckily for these boys, they've had 8-9 guys going up and down from the ones all year, but you've produced some absolute superstars in your side this year, and you guys must go in. So just introducing Lee Irons, 400, we'll call it 580 game player. We just keep going up. He's here on time, which is better than JK ever does. I was bagging JK as he walked back in. Oh, that was timely. And Mick Shaw, Pickle, we're going with Pickle, assistant coach. The coach, I asked him to come on tonight, and he said, no, get stuff, don't like the show, whatever. You got Bayford as our sponsor. That's Bayford Ford, drive away happy. Not Kilmore Ford, but we'll give Kilmore Ford a plug as well. If you're buying a Ford in Kilmore, go there, but sort of come up to Bundoora. But no, boys, huge game ahead. What's going through the boys' minds leading into this? Are you excited? It's D-Day, isn't it, Mick?
It is.
Pickles?
It's definitely D-Day for him. The excitement around the club's absolutely fantastic. It's something that the boys have been working for all year, and we put it down to them and said, look, it's going to come about pressure footy. That's how we're going to play all year, and they've produced that really well. We've had a couple roll in and out through the seniors throughout the year, and when they've come back with good experience, and you can see the level that they've progressed. So that's always been helpful.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit tough at the start of the year to get going, get the boys all together. It's that age group. There's plenty of other things.
These boys are nodding, haven't they?
Footy. So, at one stage we were looking a bit tough to get going. The first half of the year we were playing. We had a couple of the 16s that we had subbed in.
Yep.
Playing through there to help us out. But yeah, Adam Gouge has done an absolute monster job to get these boys together, and produce what he has with the team. So
you have been exceptional all year, and at home, Kilmore's just another step up, aren't they, Grossi? At home, they're a different avenue.
They play their ground so well.
Yep. It leans heavily to one side, clearly built by a Roman. But, for you guys coming in as the underdog, we'll start with you, Grossi. Because I hate Bonners, but what's going through your mind? What do you say to a side that is the underdog to come up against a side that's beaten you by, I think it was 60 and 80 points, or was it 50 and 80 points, Bonners? I can't remember, something like that. Yeah, two floggings, So what do you got to do to get a side like that up to be competitive and early? Because you can't give them a jump.
Oh, look, I don't think you really need to tell them anything. They know, really. They understand what's on what game day is on Saturday. It's a big day for the club, big day for the boys. They're ready to go. They really are. They know that we've got a good stead. We showed it in the third quarter when we played them 2 weeks ago. Kicking 2 goals, 7 and 2 out of bounds. We can move the ball well when we're ready to move it well. So the boys have got that instinct already. They really want to succeed. They want to succeed for the club as well as themselves. So we don't need to tell them much. They're primed. They're ready.
Yep. And Bonners, we know when Grossi's there and you're there, but you're a part-time coach. He rocks in. Every fourth week. I think the three of us. There's some sort of roster going on, rotation roster.
Single person now, 3.
But from your perspective, when you're you're sort of taking the main reins there, and that structure, which is great because then Grossi's had the ability to get out there and control the boys as well. You complement each other. What are you thinking? You've played VFL level. You've played back at Bundoora. This must mean a lot to get a Bundoora 19 side, where you've grown up and played a lot of your footy to this next level.
Yeah, well, it started and finished in the Blue and White. So, like you were saying before, the junior club is just trying to rebuild from the start. We had a pretty decent plan at the start of the year. We wanted to increase numbers, trying to get a few blokes playing seniors. So I think we ended up with 8 or 9. The under
That's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah,
how many of your boys, sorry, Maddie, to cut you off one second, how many of your boys played senior footy?
4.
4. So it's good. The program works.
QB1 footy as well. So these kids came in. We always had a 2-year plan to try and get these boys to be honest, they probably excelled a little bit. We were able to pick up more players during the year, and I think numbers are everything. So I feel like during the year it's been good to have the numbers, but then you kind of handicap yourself to be able to play your best side every week. So I'm big on development of kids, making sure people feel welcome at a club. I mean, these boys, we've seen what Kilmore have done all through the years, and you can only admire what they've done. So you try to take a similar approach, and then once you get to finals, it's trying to pick your best side and getting everyone together. So, we kind of go in with pretty proud of where we are, but a little bit not fully satisfied with what we've got. You get a chance at the big dance. I'm sure these boys are exactly the same. So
you have a young 19 side though, don't you both? You
pretty much, yeah.
Some of them have got 3 years at 19.
Don't remind us with some of those.
35, we've got 24 that will play again next year, and then out of that 24, I think it's about 16 or 18 will play the year after.
Wow.
Yeah.
So going into this week, boys, who's your keys?
It's pretty hard to tell, to be honest, because it's one of those teams where each week you'll have 4 or 5 blokes.
I would look at Grossman right now in the ruck. I would look at, we'll say Scotland, centre half forward, and I'd probably look at Churchy.
Yeah, he's played a lot.
And I don't really know much about the footy right now, but they're the 3 keys I'll be looking at right now if I was the opposition.
Just giving away his game plan, mate. I brought him in.
I want you at least 3-4 times this year.
Oh, look
at Lee. Lee's like this.
Got a bit of luxury of riches now in the footy side. So you got good blokes in the middle. You got, Mitch is playing some good footy. He came back.
So Mitch is back?
Mitch has been back. Oh, he'd be up.
Halfback,
each other forward.
Halfback flank, fullback, Mitch.
Yeah.
I think
I want to see what he says. But you kind of feel like this team has grown to be a one. There's all these different keys. So if you look at our best every week, there's probably 2 or 3 that you'll see regularly, but everyone else kind of rotates through. Yeah. So we've been big on developing players in all positions. So if you look at our bench, we try to make it that's, my philosophy has always been, make sure they can play in every aspect of the game. So, because you never know what's going to happen in
the 3 zones.
Yeah, the 3 zones. Your ability, everyone can win the football, everyone can use the football, and everyone can defend the football. It's just in which part of the ground you decide to do it. So, we've really been big on trying to develop everyone's skills in different areas. So,
we'll go in each week, you'll have a starting lineup, but I guarantee you by the end of the game, it'll be completely different to what it was.
Yeah, Lee, your involvement at the club's obviously exceptional and well publicised. How important is it for you as a club legend for the 19s to have this development, and then how does that filter through for you guys?
It's been massive. So the first thing I did when I took over as president was make sure we get the 19s up and going. So our under 17s last year won the Division 2 flag.
Undefeated, weren't they? Were they undefeated or did they lose one?
I can't remember them. Yeah. Lost one. And at the start of that year, it was looking like we might even get under 17. So massive shout out to Jackie and Matt for getting the 17s going.
Great job.
I think it's been 3 years since we had 19, so I had a pretty good list to pull from. And I sat down and got all 28 kids that played 17s and their parents in, and had a chat to them and gave them a spiel on guess what the future looks like for us, because we know how important it is to get the 19s up and going. I think we'll probably have about 7 or 8 on the weekend that played in that flag. And
wow.
Thankfully.
Pretty good.
Yeah, rolling through again. And then thankfully, obviously, probably around 15 or 16. But of those, I reckon nearly a dozen are juniors that we've got back, or a couple that even stepped up and played reserves, like Mick's young bloke, Ben Doyle. He played under me for the reserves flag last year because he stepped up when we didn't have an under 19s.
Huge.
And it's massive. Like I said, we know we need big numbers because we always have that assumption pool. And look, to be totally honest, that's why we're struggling at the start of the year. We lose a lot of boys to assumption for the first.
That's tough, isn't it, in that area?
And that's probably what's cost us having 19s for those 2 or 3 years. And that's why on the flip side of Bundoora having such a young side, ours are actually older. They're
yours top end,
because now they're out of that assumption. But a lot of those boys, we need to get them once they're out of year 12, because then that assumption pool sort of isn't
brace
there.
yourself.
Do you lose it into Seymour, Jackson Mansfield? I see he lined up at Seymour.
Yeah,
I watched him all his career. He trained under me a few times.
I think Seymour. Quite a few of the boys filter through Seymour over there. They've got a good track record over there, good system, the way that they operate.
Golden Valley. They've got to travel a lot further too, don't they?
That's right. So that's one of the things that hurt us a lot with the older boys. They're able to start travelling, so straight away.
So how many did you lose to Seymour then? Couple?
From the 17s, I think there was
4 or 5 would have been.
Yeah, 5.
Hopefully they
and then
come back.
Same the year before. Well, a few of them we've got back this year in this 19s group. So the year before, I think it was 4 or 5 that went over. Then another 3 have come back to us this year, wanting to play with that group again. So that's been helpful for us.
The main one, thankfully, to get back was Tommy Wardley. I think he played seniors at Seymour this year before he come back to play 9s. Well,
that's huge, isn't it?
Wow. And that was massive. And I think he's shown in the second half of the year. He's insane. He lived for 9s footy, but he wanted to come back and play with his mates. So we sort of honoured that and let him do that. But
Jimmy was saying that before. It's so handy if you can get those players back into your 19s, because that's what you need as a club. You need to start having success at that lower level, because that creates more success, doesn't it, Bonners and Grossi, really, for your seniors. You start feeding. This is the first year I've seen down at the Bulls with obviously my sons there, but you can see that kids are bypassing reserves. They're going 19s to seniors. And that's the best check you can write.
But that's been a direction from Heath, really, is to let the young kids have a go, especially the ones that want to have that turn up. You know, they're 19s. They don't have to turn up to play footy.
Yeah.
You know, they get up every Saturday morning to play footy. So reward the kids that actually are there, that want to play and put in the hard yards to actually progress in their football career. And that's what we're about. You know, grand finals are great, but
how hard is it, boys, to and I'll start with you, Grossi, to deal with 16 and 17-year-old boys and 18-year-old boys, attitudes, and when I say, we've all been there, we know, at 18 or 17, you're bulletproof. You think every woman loves you, and you're going to be flying on, have beers tonight, whatever it is. How hard? I reckon it's the hardest year to coach, because you got some that are on the fence and some that are serious and some that just do it because that's what we've done for 10 years. From your perspective, Pickles, how hard is it to keep these guys motivated?
This group this year has been really good, actually. They've wanted it.
You've ruined all
I'll say once Gooch stepped in and said, this is what the game plan is. We're getting together and we're making a run at the grand final, and we want to get to the big dance. So,
how many get on the track each week?
To that, we wouldn't it wouldn't be less than 20 every week.
Yep.
So that's a good number. You know, I see some teams are getting 8, 10.
Yeah. Well, you are virtually in another state, so they can't leave.
Yeah.
If they're seen down the street, they're pulled back.
There's a fence. And what about you guys? How do you find that with the kids? You've got a younger group, so you've actually got a more wider range. You've got 16-year-olds and you've got nearly 19-year-olds. And, some guys are going out and getting on the juice after training on a Thursday night, and some are going home to play PlayStation before they go to school the next day. How do you manage that?
I just think you deal with the individuals, to be honest. You understand you're going to get your core group who are going to be at training every single week. Some fly in, fly out. In the end, it's a game of football. They either turn up or they don't. So, and you'll see the guys and these guys will see it too. The ones who turn up every week, you see them at the end of the year and their development has gone beyond. These are the guys playing, senior football.
Yeah.
Blokes playing in the finals, these last few weeks. So I tend to, you just take them individual. I actually don't mind them having a bit of a chip on their shoulder, to be honest. We were all like that, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Probably Brownie.
I wouldn't have been like that.
Were you committed, Brownie? Were you committed at that age, under 19s?
I actually told my coach to go and get Effed and just walked off and ended up playing the 2 premierships in 19s.
Who was the coach?
Max McLaren.
Okay.
We're a little bit different too because we've got a lot of kids from a lot of different areas.
Yes.
Where obviously with Kilmore, it's a town. We've got kids from Parkside that have come this year, St. Mary's, Marsland School. So what we've found is that they've gelled so well together that the core group as a friendship group is actually grown for those kids. And that's
I agree.
more importantly than football is that they've actually turned into they're good humans. They are their mates. So, we get 18 to 26 sometimes at training. We get 10 sometimes. But again,
you rarely get Bonners.
Sorry?
You rarely get Bonners.
Yeah, some reason it must be finals because he's played. Turned up every finals training for some reason.
Because I can't leave it in your.
Maxie, from your perspective, as how many years did you play in the 19s? I know you're a big boy in the seniors now because
I actually haven't played a game in 19s yet.
None. Oh, my question's going to shit.
He didn't play 17s either.
He didn't play 17s. You went straight from 15s.
I went straight from 16s to seniors.
Right. Well,
I was gonna.
Good on you. That kills all that, doesn't it? But
having a good night, aren't you?
Yeah, I know. I'm having a shock at Maxie. Help me out here. You could have lied and said, "No, I found the 19s tough." All right, so guys, we're going to do some tips this week for the upcoming games. You got Pickles is getting a lot of love. What's going on here on the comments, JK? Because I see there was a lot of love for Pickle. It kept coming up. Something about Bonner's nose, which I'm really interested in reading. You're looking good, Pickles. That's from Ricky Raffaelli.
Big Ricky, is it?
Is that our Ricky?
Is that our Ricky?
Yeah.
Bonners and Grossi legends clearly shows your lack of character judgment there, Scotty. Dennis, rumor is Bulls number 16 as a weapon. Which one of your kids have hijacked under a burner account?
What's the name?
It was number 16. It was Dennis.
Ned. Yeah, that's Ned. Yeah.
Ned. Ned's thrown under the bus, boys. Easily the better brother. He's thrown himself under the bus now. Well done, Ned. Good boy.
KB didn't actually say which Grossman is the good player.
I've got a question. I've got a question.
I reckon Harry.
I've got a question in a minute for KB about the Grossman, and it's about the senior. Who's next there? Or we throw? Let me ask you. You've seen a bit of Grossi as a player. Did you see much of Bonners, or were you before him, long before him?
I think I watched Max play basketball. I didn't really see Bonners much. I've seen Grossi a lot. Watched him junior career.
Yep.
He was a rugby player. Yeah.
Oh, a little bit. Yeah. At the start,
yeah. Come out massive kick and kicking out from full back. He hit the centre. Just unbelievable. Tough. It's a very tough player. Only when people wanted to be tough with him, then he had to crack back. But very fair.
I tell you. Player. I don't know if you listen to my podcast, and shame on you if you don't, but you got put in one of the best players this man's ever played with. Have you listened to the podcast? No. Well, I'm not telling you now, but Matty Dennis rates you as one of the best players he's ever played with. Yeah. That's a massive rap.
And a gentleman.
Yeah. Well, so is Matty Dennis.
You don't like to see him angry.
No, I've never seen him angry. He is the calmest.
I've seen him talk to his sons, mate.
Oh, yeah. Don't worry.
Not bad,
don't worry. Harry gives it back. Mate, I was at Panton Hill a couple of weeks ago. Bonners wasn't there. So I was coaching and he wanted to do the running. and him and Harry were at it. And he's going, mate, just sit on the bench and get back. He goes, yeah, just go out there and do the running, mate. And he goes, no, don't be a smart ass. He goes, mate, running that way. And I'm like, what the hell? Heath was sitting over on the bench, and I'm thinking, this is just going to explode in a minute. And I actually had a crack at Harry at half time, didn't I, in the room? I said, guys, respect is free. You just have to have it. I don't care if he's your dad at home. He's here, but I don't want to punch him with any of them. they're bloody mad, those kids, but they're all good kids at the same time. So you only seen a little bit of Grossi. To see much of Bonners? Because he also is currently signing his own autographs down at Bundoora Square pretty often.
You know what? I haven't even seen that Bundoora Square either.
I go in and get my back done pretty frequently. There's nothing wrong with it. He just likes charging me $75 a fortnight.
I just sit down for 20 minutes and then you sit there. So
your 19s career, all of you probably played 19s. You all play 19s. Yep. No, you didn't. Well, too good as well, were you? Yeah. So you didn't play 19s?
No.
Straight to Preston?
To VFL.
What's your best memory of 18s and or 19s? What are these kids going to look back on about this year and say, this was great, this was fantastic? What do you think will change their lives?
I'll start with me.
Yep. Telling the coach to get effed. Yep. Well done.
No. I reckon I played in the 86 and 88 grand final.
Here we go. This is
And
KB's story.
footy trip was the most memorable time of all time.
I don't reckon they're going on footy trips, are they, these boys?
But that was my most memorable.
Where'd you go for your footy trip? This will be high. This will be high class.
3 years in a row, we went to Adelaide Hilton. It was unbelievable.
Right.
86, 87, 88.
Does answer a few
Sensational.
questions in that case.
Yeah, it does. There's no way he paid to go to the Hilton. What about you guys, Pickles and Lee? What do you
I
remember?
was lucky enough to play in a premiership down at Airport West and under 18s. We finished 5th on the ladder, and we had to win the last game to get in, and then we didn't lose for the finals. But more than that, it's really, I found for me, it was a really important age because you finish school and then you don't see your mates anymore.
Yes.
So that's what we've tried to do. It's really important to have a base where you can still catch up with your mates because, yeah, blokes are terrible at catching up with each other. So I just found it I played all my juniors out west, and I just found it a good place to go back and still maintain relationships with blokes that you otherwise wouldn't see once you go get a job and school's finished because you're used to seeing all your mates every day.
It's so important, football. I've told my kids they have to play sport till they're 18. After 18, you're old enough, you make your own decisions. I'm grateful, the two boys are still in sport. Hope Jessica's not watching this. She can't catch or kick or anything else. So dancing, but that was sport, that's sport. Yeah, she got it from dad. But she, have you met her dad? I don't know who he is either. I just seem to be funding them. But, it's really important because you learn to win and lose and you learn to get some mates that you stay mates with forever. Whether it be Bonners and I met through cricket, not through footy. And, I can't believe he calls me his mate because I'm really not. But in all seriousness, these relationships you'll use in sections of them for the rest of your life, won't you?
And that's definitely what we're based
we used to. Yeah.
Around, surely. Yeah, that's what's got them together at the start of the year. A couple of key boys, and they've said after this, after 19 senior footy, they're looking good out there. The boys are looking good. There's going to be moves all over the place. Hopefully there's some teams that are, chasing some of these kids, and everyone's going to split up and go their own ways, work and all that kind of stuff. So they just said this year we're just putting it all aside, keep this group together. These kids, a lot of these kids have all gone to school together in Kilmore. They've all grown up. They've all been since they were little tackers. So this was their last hurrah together, and then after that they're going to go off. So we just pushed mates sticking together, and that's what's really gelled the team. And
it's important. So you two obviously played footy together, and now you're coaching together. So for Bundoora, it's fantastic to get to
20 years ago since I can't remember a senior footy game I didn't actually play next to him. So
really. Who was better, Bonners?
Me. Depends. If he was running forward, everyone else has to look after his man. Funny though, his coaching's exactly the same. You get the handball on the football field, but give the coaching role, mate. Everything's a handball.
That's hilarious.
I played pretty much every. You look 20 years later, and I wouldn't coach with anyone else. To be honest, it's been get to know each other. How about how you play football. Like families were close. Back when we were playing, and our family, my family comes back, and it's like back in the old times.
And now you're coaching his boys as well.
Well, that just makes the age feel horrible, mate. So but I find when you boys will see it too, the more you stick to a footy club, the more you're there, the longer you are.
Yeah,
you can come back 20 years later, and all the same people are there. They remember who you were from back in the day. So I've always believed in sticking together as mates and continuing all the way through senior footy.
Yeah,
football clubs are so important.
Yeah,
so important for these young kids.
I agree.
Like you said, they don't have to be turning up to play footy on a Saturday at night.
And they don't all need to be stars, do they,
No,
guys?
they don't. No.
Yep.
It's just a great way for them to
Mateship.
absolutely make sure. We had kids last year that never played footy. We've got a boy in our team who never played footy, and just to watch their progression in football, but not just in football, in life as well. That's the key. And
I say this with the most respect for this young fella in the side, Marley. In the first game, he'd get the ball, and it was like it's a turnover. He couldn't kick over a tin can.
Who's that,
could
Marley
he?
Brown?
Mate, and let me tell
He had a shot at goal. It dribbled along the ground. We ended up kicking the goal.
You know, Marley Brown.
He is a
with the
sensational
12s, he got
player.
second in the comp, didn't he, Max? Under 11s.
He is a star.
Does a very good PowerPoint presentation.
Does he?
Does a very good. If you get a chance to find
Marley, you need to come on the show.
You need to
maybe
put
we might do that
PowerPoint on
tomorrow,
that,
Saturday night.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
All right, I'm going to hold him to that.
He got part of his will was to tell Heath why he should play senior. It'd be by far the funniest thing I've seen.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, you're
Gotta
going to
get it on, Marley.
You have to come and present it on the show.
Yeah.
Now, we go through the next section is all the games for the 19th for the weekend where you've got to tip the winner and the points. I said the winner and the loser before. On imbecile, I'm having a shocker. Let me get the specs.
You are the loser, so.
I am the loser. All right, so let's go through this. Ratings have quadrupled since Bonner's left. All right, so Division 1 under 19s. Let's start there. Heidelberg will play Eltham this week in the first semi-final. At Epping. So I don't know if you guys follow much of the 19s up there. If you don't, make it up. That's what KB does on the show every week. So Heidelberg v Eltham. Who gets the job done? We'll start with you, KB.
Hoping for an upset, but it's not going to happen. Heidelberg by 4 goals.
Righto. That was easy. Bang. Lee.
No, I'll roll with Eltham by a couple of goals. They've got a great junior program, and I think the consistency of playing footy will get them over by a goal.
Lee, are you trying to steal anyone from Hurstbridge at the moment? Because it's coming up at every ground on the weekend. Pre-warning. Straight, is that a contract in your back pocket for me to drop off to someone? No, we'll leave that alone. But are you? Pickles?
I think it's going to be a tight one, but I'll say Eltham by 5 points.
Eltham by 5?
Yeah.
I'm going to go Eltham by 12.
Wow.
I was, if their second team's anything to go by, I thought they were brilliant
great.
last week. And if their first side's anything, like their second side, they'll put it right up to them. But I just think that Heidelberg's program is just top notch.
Yep.
So I can see them going for about 5 goals, but it would take a while to shake them, I reckon.
Is that because you're scared of Indotola? You have to go down that road?
No one's
Who's he about to be a 4-time premiership coach? Is he? Jeebus.
It took him 6 years to get one, but no,
Maxi, who you tipping, Maxi?
Yeah, Heidelberg by 2 goals.
All right.
Good all year, so.
All right.
Your little brother-in-law plays there, doesn't he?
Older.
Kev doesn't even know how old his kids are.
Little.
Little.
Older.
Younger.
Little
All right.
less Cardamone.
Let's go to the next one. I'm not tipping. I'm not across it enough. Diamond Creek versus Banyule. Diamond Creek have been, this is on the Sunday, of course, out at Epping. Diamond Creek got a bit of a touch-up last week. I know that. And so this will be pretty interesting. But, boys, who have you got and how much? I'm trying to bring it up at the same time. I'm not going too well. That's okay. Keep talking.
What happens when I leave, mate?
Straight to me, or?
Yeah, straight to you, mate.
Diamond Creek by 3 goals. Banyule were good last week, but not up to Diamond Creek's level.
Okay. So this was under 19s ones. Sorry, guys, I should have brought this ladder up before. I was too busy talking. For a game ahead.
That's why we don't get him to run.
You're not going to believe this.
Message is right.
I'm in last year.
Diamond Creek will bounce back. 3 goals.
Yeah, I think that seems to be the thought. I mean, last year's no wonder we're not getting anything active.
Yeah, I'm going to say Diamond Creek. I'd say a couple of goals. They'll get it done by.
Yep.
Diamond
I'm
Creek.
pretty strong.
Diamond Creek, solid.
I think you find the teams that lose the second semi tend to bounce back pretty well in the prelim.
Yep.
And all teams that lose the first week come back pretty well. So Diamond Creek should win that.
What do you think, big fella?
I might just go against crowd. Banyule by a goal.
Banyule
Everyone
by a
else
goal.
going Damo. Go Banyule.
Good Locker must kill them this week.
Played very well.
Harry McGrath. Ganino must kick 5.
I think Dymo will be shattered if they lose this one, obviously. But, the gap's a little bit far away from Heidelberg, isn't it, looking at the ladder. But all good. So that's the tips there. Let's go down to Division 2, which is the prelim. Sorry, guys. South Morang versus North Heidelberg. This is set up to be a bit of a cracker.
I'm going to
KB.
go for an upset, I reckon North Heidelberg got a lot of players back halfway during the season through suspension. South Marin's been on top all year, but I'm going to go North Heidelberg by 2 goals.
Yeah, well, they went down to Whittlesea by, 18 points, South Marine on the weekend after he just said been on top all year. So, a big bounce back. But
Doggies, woof, woof.
Doggies, woof, woof. Okay. What have you got for us,
I think
Lee?
South Marine, probably about 4 goals. I think they'll get done. Be the best side.
Yep. Pickles?
They've been the best side, so yeah, I'd say South.
Yep, South Marine for me.
Yep, Southie. Let's round it out.
North Heidelberg had a good finish. You go on that. One goal.
No, it's all right. So I'm going to go with the Doggies as well. I'll go with him being the underdog. Get it? Doggies, the
Ryan
under.
Carmen kicking over 4 goals.
Jokes haven't approved. Really interested in the boys' tips on this one. Kilmore versus Bundoora. We're not asking them, but KB and Max, so it's all going to come down to you guys. I can't tip, obviously, because I'm the authorised runner or bench warmer. No, I've stayed
I
consistent.
did watch
through my
Kilmore
career.
once during the year when Heidelberg West played Kilmore, and I seen these kids just running amok from being cheeky and just running.
Play tough footy. They
Obviously,
really do
the
play
best
tough
team
footy.
all year. I'm going to go Kilmore by 4 to 5 goals.
Crossy's about to punch you.
I can only tell the truth.
Maxie?
Since I've watched Bundoora a few times this year, I'm going to go Bundoora by 3 goals. So that looks pretty good to me.
Yeah.
The better Brown, obviously.
Yeah. Mate, that was the easy
one.
Well, from our perspective, boys, we wish you the absolute very best to both of you on the weekend. And as we said to Jimmy earlier, we wish both people could win it. But you guys have really been the stepping. No, not the stepping stone. What's the word? You've been the pinnacle, the benchmark this year. You should come on. You're the better. You're the better one. He's rattled me, Bonners here. Made me uncomfortable. I'm used to having to carry him. But, good luck to both of you. Anything happens on grand final day, I'd argue you've probably got your best side in you've had all year because you just haven't had access to them. You've probably got a few guys back as well that you haven't had access to. So it's going to be an absolute cracker of the game. Please don't abuse me when I rock up in a Bundoora runner shirt or on the bench. But either way, it's good for football and it's good for the kids. So thank you both for coming on tonight. I really appreciate it. Now we're going to go to a very quick commercial break. But before we do, we'll leave you guys here. I'll get your opinion. I've lost the screen. This has really fallen apart tonight, boys. Oh, wrong one. We're going to play a quick video here. Last night we went down and watched a bit of sparring. So before we introduce the next guest, I've made a short clip of it. We've brought in Dom, who is actually the current Australian middleweight champion. And you can see him over there. He's in pretty good nick. And he went, Dom, can you just tell me honestly, did you go, when you hit him last night, was it 10%, 20%, 50%? All right. I want to show you.
Who's easy to go for?
What I want to do is I want to show you JK going down here, and then I'll show you the better boxer. Maxie was quite capable, but I want to show you what happens to JK at 10%. And if you ever run into him in a pub, please don't fight him because he'll get hurt. But here we go.
No, that's it. It's gone. Throw. That's it. Gone. Finished him off. Oh, get him out the ring. Dom's hitting with that.
I'll go back to the very start because there was only a couple of punches to watch. What's the chest?
No, that's it. It's gone. Throw. That's it. Gone. Finished him off. Oh, get him out the ring. Dom's hitting with that cross straight to the Mooney Valley again. And that's a good night, Irene, for the young fella. He lasted 2.5. We've got 2 seconds to go. Here we go. 3 minutes.
We got. He comes in. He looks half the part. Dom, what percentage were you going on?
There's a bit more action here. There's a few jabs, crosses, rips. Dom's just tossing him out in short. Oh, a couple of good punches. He goes for the over. Maxie Brown. Oh, she said that.
So what we've seen here,
more volume of punches, Maxie. Don't just be use your head for a defence tactic. Not a wise move. 20 seconds to go.
Sorry, mate.
Been very entertaining. Dom's jab's starting to come out. Here we go. 14 seconds. There we go.
And Dom, how tall are you?
Max is just trying to hold the round off with 4 seconds to go. And it's 1, 2, 3. And that is it. Beautiful.
But this was by far the better fight.
Dom, did you even race a sweat, Dom?
I'm feeling pretty good. Ready for more.
I think you could do this all night, couldn't you?
So yeah, if I can.
Beautiful. What about you, Maxie? How'd you find it?
First bar in a while, so pretty tiring, but no, it was pretty good.
I thought your first minute was pretty good. Then you died in the arse because his fitness was just too good. Those jabs were coming through. He was setting you up. You dropped your left, and he was hitting you for the right a few times.
Yeah, I know. Definitely experienced. Been sparring for ages, so.
He can hardly talk, so we actually know who's won that fight quite easily. Max Brown, you need fitness.
Oh, Lordy Lord. We're going to go to a quick commercial break now. Before we do, you'll see that it comes up on the screen here that there's a picture of the boys. There was a little fella who was fantastic work. We tried to get him in the ring to kick the crap out of JK, but he wasn't allowed. And there's the big promo for the fight. Let's not mess around with that anymore. Very quick commercial break, and we're going to bring Dom and JK back into the show. Thank you, boys, for coming on. Wish you the very best on the weekend. Go Bulls.
Need a mechanic you can trust in the Diamond Valley? At Diamond Valley Auto Care, we've been keeping locals safely on the road for years. From logbook servicing to brake repairs, diagnostics, and aircon regassing, we do it all quickly and professionally. We treat your car like it's our own, with honest advice, expert care, and no surprises. Proud sponsors of the Northern Footy Show, book now at diamondvalleyautocare.com.au. Local, reliable, and ready to help.
All right, guys, welcome back. Here we go. As everyone jumps in now, it's not too often we get you stay there and let Dom come into the middle.
Oh, that's right. Because the trophy's mine. I want points. That's right.
You can probably move over one now, KB, if you want. Squeeze in. Dom, welcome on the show. Thank you for coming in.
Thanks,
now, last night you gave a little bit of a lesson to young JK. JK, you did talk a big game before the night. You said you were probably going to end his career and he wouldn't get the opportunity to defend his title. Where did it go wrong?
Honestly, I sold the fight, mate. Bumped on seats. Conor McGregor,
Right all night.
Well, right, good night.
And I said it plenty of times, mate. I do my best work in 2 minutes, so lasting that long, I've done well.
No, look, I've got to tell you, it looked. I'm not a fighter, so to watch that. When Dom got in and started this warm-up and I couldn't see his hands going back and forth, I thought, JK, you're in a bit of trouble here, little buddy. And you did well to get through 2 minutes, even with him going 10%, because, jeepers, I reckon you pulled out of 15 punches
I was
there.
trying to explain that to the kids today. Like, they've
The kids watching?
Oh, mate, they've watched
10,000
You've watched
views.
your aura, Mr. Carney. No. I was like, mate, he's an Australian middleweight champion. Like,
the kids don't understand.
yeah, they don't get it. Like, mate, I didn't even get one in. Like, it wasn't. He's too good. He's too quick. I tried to explain that. Like, they didn't get it.
Now, Maxie,
punching bag.
Yeah, and you know what? I played my role well.
Maxie, you were a little bit more respectable, mate. You went in and you did look like a boxer. No, a lot more, like a hell of 100% improvement. But you know, the truth is, you were breathing a bit heavy at the end of it. There's a lot of fitness that goes into it, but you were capable. No backward steps. Copped a bit of claret coming out of the mouth at one stage, which says he didn't pull up on you too much. I reckon he pulled up a fair bit, but at least just went at it, which was good. Have you fought him before? I've heard you've sparred before.
Not really sparred, but I used to do like some kind of partner work, like drills with him and stuff like that.
Okay.
So just like, again, like 10% like actual sparring.
And
So
Dom was always good because he knows the level of the fighter that he's fighting and he goes to that level. That's why he didn't get thrown on his ass.
So
I was
Dom,
going to say he's got experience against him. I didn't know that. I walked to the lines then. I didn't know what I was coming up against.
so tell me, Dom, thanks for coming on. You've got a huge fight coming up. I'm going to quickly throw this promo up for a second. So this is your fight coming up on September 20. You're the current middleweight champion of Australia. This is your first title defense. Is that right?
First time, yeah.
We'll just get that a little bit closer to him. Yeah, there you go. That's right. That should pick you up.
Yeah, putting the belt on the line. So yeah, hopefully it goes my way.
So when did you win it? When did you win the title?
It would have been about a month ago now.
Okay, so that's a quick defense, isn't
Very
it?
quick defense.
Yeah.
And is that standard to have to defend it so quickly?
It's every 6 months. You have to defend it within 6 months.
Okay.
Otherwise it becomes vacated.
Okay.
But yeah,
Fighting champion.
Yeah, I'd rather be an active champion than just let the world go past. So
Yep. And
it's an opportunity now to fight. And
how old are you, Dom?
24.
It's a pretty tough sport. Watching you, the funny thing for me last night, if I took one bit of comedy out of it, was after the fighting both of them or sparring both of them, you weren't breathing heavy at all. So your fitness must be totally insane. Tell me what is a regular week for the Australian middleweight champion? How often are you training?
So during the week, I'm training 2 hours after work. So I'll finish work, go home, have something to eat, and then I'll go down to the gym at 5:30, go home 7:30, and then try and squeeze a run in on Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday I'll have one of those days off, but the other will be track work.
So you don't have a beer or anything?
Nah.
Never.
Nah. Oh, yeah.
Even after you win the fight, you
Yeah.
celebrate with KB, we win, just neck a stubby or something.
Yeah, after a fight, I'll have a couple of beers, but at the moment,
What's the diet like for a boxer? I
Different
imagine
wine, I
you're
reckon.
Yeah, I imagine with the amount of energy you're burning, you're going to have a high calorie intake.
yeah. So I'm seeing a dietitian at the moment, and he gives me what I can eat, and then it's a pretty relaxed sort of diet.
So you weigh your food?
Yeah, usually.
Yeah.
It's a big
It's going
commitment.
to be hard.
Yeah.
One of the myths that we talked about the other night is there's a lot of money in boxing, and at this level, you're not making millions of dollars per fight. Clearly,
Yeah, well, I still work full time as a plumber, and hopefully later in the year I might cut down a little bit on work. But yeah, we'll see. I've just got to keep working up the ranks for boxing in order to do that.
So you say you're working up the ranks. Have you got an actual ranking?
Well, I'm Australian champion.
Yep.
So that would be one KB.
Yep.
But there is BoxRec,
Yep.
which is a ranking system, and then there's AMBF, which has another ranking system. So it's
Too many numbers for you.
Are you in the top
too many
10?
numbers
You're
for
in the
me
top
as
10
well.
or top 20 or
Yeah,
so by that
so
ranking in the world?
Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm in BoxRec.
Yep.
But I've got the title in AMBF rankings. But I think BoxRec I'll be around 7th. But
That's pretty special.
Yes.
Sensational.
So what opens up for you now, Dom? So you go out on the 20th, you kick the crap out of this guy, or you punch the crap out of this guy, and you do it in 30 seconds, which is great. But
ideally,
what's the next step? So you win this. How far does your trainer? Do you have a manager, or you have to manage yourself? How does this work at this level?
yeah, so I've got a manager. He's from the same gym. You guys met him yesterday. It's Kinga.
Yep.
So
Scary bastard.
So he takes care of my fights and stuff, and promoters will approach him to get fights. And yeah, you just got to keep winning, make a move up.
So you win this, and do you look for a harder fight? Do you look for? I'm not saying this isn't a hard fight, but do you look for an international fight? Do you try to take it overseas?
Yeah, that's the plan. But,
Yep.
It's more money
obviously
in it
it's
overseas.
Can I ask a question? Are you amateurs or professional?
Professional.
You're professional. Beautiful.
Yeah.
That's why he beat me. My question is, look, I've a lot of WWE for me. Is there any chance that you need a Paul Heyman? You need a manager, like to sell your fights. I'll come with you out to the ring.
You want to walk out? You want his hands on your shoulders?
I'll walk next to him, like behind, like it's a Dom show. I'll go from behind.
Are you going to be all right with it being someone else's show?
Me? Mate, come on. Come on. Let's keep being friends here. I have to give it up for this guy. I'm happy to give it up for Dom. I can walk behind you, I'll do the talk, and I'll sell the fight. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I need something to hold the spit buckets.
That'll be me or Maxie. We'll do that.
So if you are to go overseas, just to understand it a bit, you've got to fund this yourself through sponsors or through your own pocket to try to get over there, to try to get a fight, to get noticed. If you're ranked, let's just call it number 7 on BoxRec, which is a respected, boxing ranking, and you're the Australian middleweight title, why are we not seeing you on one of these fight nights? Like on the
Boxtel and stuff like that.
Yeah, but what's the name of the big one at the moment that the Zeus fight on? What's the promoter?
No Limit.
Yeah, No Limit Boxing. Oh, I like watching those fights, but is that where you want to get to? Because a TV fight would get you exposure, wouldn't it?
Be on the card soon, hopefully.
Yep.
But yeah, one step at a time, and yeah.
So how do you get recognised by No Limit then? Do they say a video like this and you just go out there?
They'd
and
have to
just
be the
start
promoter, wouldn't they?
whacking heads or whatever and just keep on dropping people and become the best?
Well, yeah. They'll obviously when I make waves, I'll notice it. Get in contact with my manager.
Is it more like, obviously, you win in fights, but it's the way you win fights too, yeah? Like, you've got to put on a bit of a show too. You've got to They don't want. No, I say the boring fights, and I'm thinking, the UFC and stuff like that. You've got to put bums on seats as well. You've got to be a good fighter to watch. Is that something that you?
Did you watch his highlights? I watched them
Highlights?
last night. Oh my lord! No, not of you.
I was part of the highlights.
They're low lights, but mate, the boy can fight.
That sort of stuff. You can't just go through and win, by points every time. Like you've got to put them to sleep. Like that's the way it works. Yeah, it's bums on seats.
Yeah, you got to keep building your resume.
Resume, yeah, perfect.
Beat names.
Well, the crowd want to see a fight. So when you sit back and be defensive, they want to see a bit of attacking style, don't they?
Well, yeah, that's what I do. I'm always
You're an
on the front
attacker?
foot.
Yeah.
Try and be very active. So
Yeah, that's good because a lot of guys get it and they sort of try to hold off for as long as they can for the next fight. You said you want to be an active fighter, which is good as long as your body's got enough time to heal, and there's no significant cut. You see a lot of guys getting cut, like in workups, and so that's why they have to take the rest. You did a bit of boxing, Max, still do a bit of boxing. Did you contemplate going down a different line, pro or amateurs, or how did you fight?
So back when I was 16, that's when I was probably boxing five to 6 times a week, and I just wanted to keep doing amateurs, but it was hard with footy as well.
Yep.
And so I always kind of preferred footy more, so I never took boxing serious. But I reckon if I took boxing a bit more serious, like probably trained a little bit more, actually focused more on sparring, probably would have gone down more the amateurs path.
It was amazing. One day he got beaten the novice FIC titles, and he went straight after there to play footy, wasn't it? Didn't you play one footy? So he got beaten the FIC titles and then went and played footy straight after that.
That's insane. Dom, you played footy, local footy too, didn't you? So you obviously made the choice. Who did you play for?
played my juniors for Diamond Creek, and then when I finished school, I played a couple of years at North Heidelberg.
That's the place.
And someone told me you were quite a handy footballer.
Oh,
Who was your coach?
I don't know who was lying to you, but
they weren't lying to me. Who was your coach?
For Diamond Creek.
Nah, for North Heidelberg.
Rooster.
The Rooster, Scotty Gunn. It wasn't Scotty Gunn that told me he was a good player. Someone else, I can't remember because I'm brain dead.
Imagine you got Lippy with Dom out there going, mate, you want a shot? Yeah. And he's like, bang, bang, bang.
I've known Dom since he's about 12. His brother was at that stage a way better boxer. And did he get beat in the Bahamas for a Commonwealth title?
Yeah, he did.
Really?
Yeah. I think he got knocked out. He was ready to go to Commonwealth Games. He was always, because obviously Anthony's the older person, Dom was always that little skinny kid at Bridgie Brothers that I used to see. And then Dom out of nowhere just bulked up and he become that legend that he is now.
Well, it's a huge effort. So you obviously had to make the decision at some stage, I'm assuming.
Yeah. And I think there was a game there for North Heidelberg. I hurt my knee. And then after that, I was sort of like,
it's not worth it.
It sort of was worth it, but I don't know. I picked boxing instead of footy, but yeah.
And the old fella, Laurie, he loved boxing or he loved footy for you?
He was probably more into boxing. He loved going down to the fights.
Yeah.
Having a chat to everyone. But yeah.
What about the gym?
He liked footy as well.
Tell us about the gym, Titans.
Yep.
Give him a massive shout out here. This is
so
how long you been there?
Well, I've been there for 12 years now.
Wow.
Yeah. I started coming in because my brother wanted to stay fit in the off season for footy. So, and he went down there and lost a bunch of weight, got fit as, and I just followed him down, and best thing I've done.
You would have been like 35 kilos bringing wet that wouldn't you?
Probably,
You were so skinny. Stick them
What's your weight division now for the middleweight?
So it's 72.2 kilos. I got to weigh under 72.2.
Before the fight.
Now? Didn't it used to be 75 or below?
No, so as an amateur, it is 75.
Oh, yeah.
The pros go off pounds.
Yep.
So it's 160 pounds, I think. So that correlates to 72.2. But amateurs is a little bit different.
It's a pretty competitive game, isn't it? Because unlike football, you have a huge team around you. If you win or you lose, you've got 22 of your best mates to have a beer with, or, in my case, I had 21 other guys to blame. But it's you. It must be lonely at times being a boxer. You're doing a lot of running on your own, a lot of gym work on your own. I imagine it's
especially with a full-time job. How do you do it?
A lot of time.
That's huge.
I've just got Rocky Balboa, he's running up the stairs and
trainers running with him. Like,
Yeah, no, that's not happening yet.
That's what you were doing to me, training for the fight. It didn't work.
Yeah, it's a bit like that, but yeah, I've got a good team behind me. Nick down at the Titans.
Yep.
So always there.
He yelled at me yesterday, scared the bejesus out of me.
Little Nicky boy gets excited sometimes, doesn't he? Eh? He's scary.
Teach you discipline.
Yeah.
Good.
Glad you didn't watch our fight.
Yeah. You calling it a fight still?
Me?
He would've
What
laughed.
did we advertised as a fight? It was a fight.
I'm sure it was.
That's what we're going with.
I'm sure it was a fight. So tell us about the guy you're fighting on the 20th. What do you know about him?
He's got the same record as me. He's 4-0 as well.
Where's he from?
He's from Surrey Hills.
Oh, so he's a Victorian boy too.
I think is he originally from England?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he speaks with English accents.
Yep. So he's located
He
here now
actually-
fighting
I don't
here.
mind that.
Trade versus,
Once he gets beat, we'll have a beer with him.
Yeah.
I love the accent.
So I mean that must be tough going into a fight where you're both 4-0. Like it's on the line. That's the hard bit, isn't it? So have you watched much of his fights? Have you been to any of his fights? Or do you get, I just imagine like when Tim Zoo's fighting and all these, they must be watching hours and hours and hours of video, days of videos beforehand to work out technique. You probably don't get all that luxury, do you?
Oh, well, I do. I've been watching a little bit. Been working up a game plan. I won't spill it.
No, I was going to say, what's the game plan? But he might be watching
definitely
tonight.
ask that.
This will go viral, so he probably will be watching.
Well, if he is watching, Nathan Silver, run. Run.
Otherwise, you'll have to fight JK.
You don't want this one.
You don't want this left, right, good night. So
Yeah.
you win the fight. You take on the world. What's the dream?
Las Vegas has got to be, doesn't it?
Oh, fighting in
Or Madison
Square
Square Gardens.
That'll
New York would be
that'll be unreal.
magnificent.
Yeah, one step at a time, but
Yeah.
that would be unreal.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting sport. I love watching it. I would never jump in there, but the discipline, you said the word discipline before with Nick, the discipline's got to be the highest discipline sport.
It's not even about the discipline with Nick. It's about the discipline with the training, the eating, just the whole lot overall,
Yeah.
which us footballers don't understand that.
Do you miss out on much along the way, like Dom, as in, mate, there's a big party on this weekend, come and do this, but you can't. You're always preparing, really, aren't you?
Yeah, there's a bit of that.
Yeah.
Just out on countless things, but
It'll be worth it.
made a heap of sacrifices. So
Yep.
What about any injuries? Have you got many injuries? Like, your nose looks pretty good at this stage.
well,
You're still a
I
pretty
reckon
boy.
I've got
You're still a pretty boy right now.
I reckon I got the best nose in boxing. It sort of just bounces right.
Mate, the teachers at school.
You always look okay. There's no scars there, so you haven't had many injuries to the eyes.
Well, I actually have cut them open a couple of times.
We gave Maxie a blood nose last night, a bit of a fat lip, so we're going to get pretty
We're
good.
talking today at school, and they're saying, obviously they watch the whatever you want to call it, not the fight, but they were saying he's probably the prettiest boxer they've seen. Some of the teachers at school, they were pretty happy with it.
Yeah.
So,
So you're a single man?
Give him one.
Girl,
Diamond best mate.
We're getting some meltdowns here, aren't we?
Let's work that out.
If a young kid is thinking about getting into boxing, what's your advice to him? Because we met a lovely young man there last night who
Little Will, was it Little Will?
Yep.
Yeah.
Who got in
What a
and
great kid.
he was telling us he had been bullied at school and that's why he got into it. And I said, have you gone back and given the kid a touch up? He goes, no. He goes, no. He goes, I'm really disciplined. He said, no, they don't even know a box. I do it for me. He really impressed me, that young fella, like a lot. But what's your advice to a young kid that's thinking about getting into boxing?
I reckon 100%. You just got to take that first step.
Yep.
Walk into a gym. It might be pretty daunting, but
The hardest thing to do and then
your
walk
life.
in that gym
Yeah,
straight
that's
away.
not-
Once you
that's
walk
just
in there and you
the
feel
first-
comfortable, well, that's it.
And then
Second,
it's
the
just
third
a
effort's easy.
spiral of good things. Like you train hard, then you start eating better, start sleeping better,
Yeah.
and then your life just becomes better.
Yeah.
It's,
Did you have many amateur fights?
I've had
20?
about 75.
75.
75
That's
amateur fights
massive.
before you went pro.
Yeah.
Wow. What was your amateur record?
Oh, it's a bit hit and miss. On BoxRec, I think it says I've only had 40, but a lot of them weren't
Yep.
logged on
Sanctioned.
BoxRec.
Yep.
It was before.
They're not
They started
registered.
logging them all the
Some
time.
of them aren't registered. And when they do register, they're very late.
Yeah, and then they would only register tournament fights.
Yeah.
But I think I lost about 35 of them. I lost a fair few.
So I've got hope.
What would your advice be for JK if he said, I'm ready to go? How old are you, JK?
29, so about to hit me peak.
All right. Is there any hope for him in the professional sector?
I know my role. It's got to be a mouthpiece. That's all I've got.
It's going to be on the highlight reels. His face was, no.
You know what?
No chance.
He's disciplined. He's not going to lie to you, is he? The one asking those
The
questions.
one question I want to know is when you played football, did you ever get excited and someone had a crack at you? What did you do?
I don't really have a, I do enough fighting.
Yeah. So
it's
you've
alright.
never had someone had a crack at you, so I'm going to punch a shit out of you. You go, yeah, sweet, no drums.
Yeah.
The discipline kicked in, so yeah, whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Whereas I was going bang. I couldn't help myself, but I couldn't fight.
Yeah, that's
lose you, obviously.
right. I think you belted your fair share of guys, KB.
I got one question.
Yes,
I need to know the honest answer to. So 12 rounds, me and the young fella. What round do I get stopped by the young fella?
By Will?
Yeah, Will. What round do I get stopped by Will?
Will it be too quick?
One.
Oh, I'm just asking. Like, is it one? Is it
What do you
two?
reckon, Dom? How long does he last?
I reckon Will could pick it. If he said round 6, it'll be done in 6.
Oh, I love that.
Well, as an amateur, it's 3 2-minute rounds, right? So we'll get him in the second round.
That's all right. I'm fine with that.
I was gassed watching you, and you were breathing heavy, and you're pretty fit after a long footy season, and you were breathing heavy. Yeah, well,
Not boxing fit.
Yeah, it's a different fitness, isn't it? Did you find the jump going from, or you were already doing a bit of both, weren't you?
I was doing both, but yeah, it's you've got to be conditioned for boxing.
Yeah.
It's not just running in your legs, it's arm movements and
I've been doing a fair bit of arm movements, drinking.
All right, so what we've got is we're going to put up Dom's fight one more time. So here's the fight, 20th of September. There's
Pullman
still
Hotel, huh?
Pullman Hotel, Albert Park. There's still tickets available on wildfighter.com.au. Go on, jump it. I had a look last night. There's not too many left, so get on. It's going to be a cracker night. We heard there's some big stars heading down to the fight as well. There's a heap of fights beforehand as well in there, Dom. Yep. Look, that's a little bit
You're
of
the main event.
Yeah.
Let's get ready to rumble, Dom. The main
Maybe that's
event.
what you should do, JK. You should be a ring announcer.
Well, I got the tits for it.
There was always going to be one that went too far.
What do you say, the tips?
No, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I got the tips. Yeah.
All right, we are going to sign off. It's been a long show, nearly 2 hours. We're so grateful, Dom, for you coming in. We wish you the very best for your fight. Anything we can do to help promote and support you, of course, we will. We look forward to having you back here once you've defended your championship, and we've got the podcast. We'll get you on the Play On podcast after the fight. Might even get you on the week before or a couple of days before, and have you actually. Nick won't have that. He won't have any interruptions with Stardom beforehand.
We'll do it after, not
We'll
before.
definitely Nick's
Don't
going
want
to
to take
crap
on
out of me. Did Nick go all right in his day? Was he a good boxer?
Yeah,
He's more taekwondo, isn't he?
I don't want any smoke.
No.
I don't want that.
We don't.
Nick's got 2 hip replacements and still throws kicks.
Nah, I wouldn't fight him if he lost a leg. There's no dramas. All right, guys, we're going to end the show here. Thank you so much for joining us on the show tonight. We'll break it down into a lot of highlights over the next couple of days. Huge weekend of footy ahead, and we just can't wait for it. It's going to be massive. Until next week, keep kicking goals.